Hey everyone. Yes, I'm sure you're probably wondering, what am I doing working out? I said from the last video on Monday that I would take 2 days off, and technically that is how the program works. You lift 3 days a week with a day off in between, and then you take 2 days to recover before you restart. And that I was going to do that. However, I do realize that tomorrow is Thanksgiving and the gyms are actually closed, so I wouldn't be able to lift on my scheduled next day. So I figured, why not just work out? I was feeling alright, and if for any reason I didn't think I could, then I would have just taken an extra day off. But I figured, why not? I did start really light, so it's not like I did 3 challenging workouts and then would need to take 2 days off. The first day was like a warm up more than anything else. So I decided to work out, and I did forego the cardio warm up that I've been doing as of late. Just didn't really think like I needed it, so I took a few minutes, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, to do some opening exercises, a little bit of stretching, and just kind of get set and ready without needing to go to a cardio machine. And here is the snatch warm-up, and in fact here's the last movement of the snatch warm-up, the drop snatch. So still just sticking with the barbell, and like I said before, I have no reason to add any weight to this bar because this is just a great complex to get set, ready, going through different phases of the snatch and just get primed up and ready to go. I did a little bit of experimenting today, and what I mean by that is I did go back to the hang high pull plus tall snatch, which you're seeing right now. I really like this combination, 2 good movements, and it works very well for me. So I probably will make this a staple just because it is still using the barbell but combining both the high pull and the tall snatch. After this, I decided to take a little bit more of a gradual approach with the snatch. So instead of going directly to working sets, I decided I'll do a double from 65 to 75 to 85, and then today's working sets were with 95. This is the weight that I originally had in my mind when I decided that I would go back to the Olympic lifts, and it felt pretty comfortable. It did. I wasn't really sure how it was going to go. I had a feeling it would be better than last time because last time it was off. I wasn't in the highest of energy levels, and the focus wasn't there, and it just wasn't as good as it could have been. So today I just wanted to make it a gradual ramp up, and so I'm doing these sets, and they're not bad. They're pretty decent. So this is about how 95 should be for the most part. It could be a little bit better, but otherwise, overall, I'm pretty satisfied with these. Feels comfortable, doesn't feel heavy. I mean, it shouldn't, but it doesn't. And after this 4th set, I thought I hit record for the 5th one, and what ended up happening was I must have pressed the button for too long, because it ended up with only like a 1-second clip for my 5th set, so I felt silly. And here's the 6th set. So if you're wondering why I jumped from 4 to 6, that's why I did the 5th set, but I guess I held my thumb on the button for too long because it only recorded 1 second. No, it is what it is. But yeah, the snatch, not bad. Felt pretty good, felt comfortable. It did rain all day, or almost all day, so that put a little bit of a damper on my energy, but not too much. Not to the point where it really affected it, but whenever it rains like that, it can. That doesn't always, but it can have an effect. Sometimes a big, major one, and sometimes minor, and sometimes not at all. Today it was minor, so I did feel it, but it wasn't too bad to the point where it really affected performance per se, and and it was raining quite a bit actually when I left. So here's the clean warm-up, just like the snatch warm-up, sticking with just the bar, and just like the snatch warm-up, I really don't have any reason to put any weight on the bar, just because it does a fantastic job of getting ready for the clean itself, and this is good enough. It really is. So going through it, I was thinking about how I was going to approach getting ready for the split jerk, and I did a little modification just like I did with Snatch. I'm still going to experiment a bit with how I want to get warmed up for each movement. And for the clean and jerk, what I did want to do was the full movement. So as opposed to, let's say, doing a hang clean plus split jerk, I want to just go from the floor and, just like the Snatch, kind of ramp up into it instead of just jumping to the working weight. And after the clean warm-up, which is just about to finish with the clean grip overhead squat, I start off with 95 pounds. Now, originally I was going to do singles, so you're going to see a little bit of a stutter here after the first rep, and I thought I was only going to do singles. I got to the floor and I just thought, I think I should probably do a double. So that's why you saw that little bit of a reset up, and I just decided to do a double halfway through. And so I did 95 for that double. Here's 115 for a double, and then I dropped to a single for 135. 20-pound jumps, not a big deal. It's really not that big for a clean and jerk, and I think it worked well. I really do. So I think taking just a tiny bit of a gradual approach and doing ramping reps before working sets might be a good way to go. I may not need that for a long time, but it's a good way to be. It's a safe way to be. It's just that you have to be careful not to do too many to the point where you take away some of your energy reserves for the working sets. So it's about finding that balance. But I'm still working with such a lightweight where it shouldn't really affect it, and I don't think it is. Now, I am repeating 135 for clean and jerk. I did this last time, and I just wasn't happy. On top of the fact that I was tired, focus wasn't there, and all those other contributing factors, I just was not happy. I was not going to let myself move up in weight, even if I could, just because I want this right before I add weight. And today was better. I have a side view, so you're seeing it from a bit of a different perspective, and much happier with these reps. They're much more solid. The punch up is much better. Just a lot was just better overall concerning the workout, around the workout, how I was feeling. Still sticking with 90 seconds of rest in between sets, but I do like the punch and I do like the speed better today. So that's good. That's fixed, and now I can start adding weight. Now, whether I'm going to do 10-pound jumps or 20-pound jumps, I don't know. I've done 20 up until now, so for 3 workouts, I did 20-pound jumps in between. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I might just do 10-pound jumps, but we'll see. I have a feeling it might go to 20 for a bit before I drop to 10s, but time will tell. I'll give it some time to think about that, because now I'm going to stick with this for a couple workouts before adding anything. So this is where I actually really wanted to start with the first workout, but I made it so that I built up to it. Now you're seeing front squats. Still cleaning from the floor, and we've got 165. Lightweight. So for front squat, this is more than manageable. I'm getting really locked into it. So I'm quite happy with my form. Very happy with my technique, my depth. It's all there. So my front squat is pretty much already back. Now, I'm not, of course, going nearly as heavy as I've gone in the past with front squat. However, it does feel probably the most comfortable that it has ever felt, and I'm happy. I really am happy about that. I'm happy that my mobility is good, so you can see my elbows are up, and on top of that, the front rack position is just very comfortable. For a lot of people, this can be a bit of a strain on the wrists. I'm just very happy that it's not bothering mine. So, of course, the barbell is supported by my delts, but my wrists, I have not on a fingertip grip, but it's about mid-finger in terms of where the bar is on my hands. And I'm actually quite comfortable. No pain, no strain, no pull on the wrists. It's all feeling just fine. So I'm quite pleased about that. And I'll keep adding weight until I think about 185 will be a good time and weight to just kind of stick for a few workouts before adding. Or I might just make this my first weight that I stay with before I start adding. but we'll go from there. I'll take the next couple days to think about that. Now the overhead press, or I should say the strict press, 165, still technically a pretty comfortable weight for me. And as you're seeing with these reps, not only am I pressing with zero leg drive, none whatsoever. You can watch my knees. There's no extension in them. I'm not starting with flexion, and as a result, there's no extension either. But also, I'm pausing them. So I'm back to pausing reps, which is always a good thing to do. I like pausing on the chest with the military press. So as long as I can, I will. So 165, not really challenging. Still able to take just 90 seconds in between sets without feeling winded or feeling like I'm being challenged, really. So I'm happy about that. And I just like the front squat, I think about 185 is where it'll start to change. And I have a feeling I'll stall earlier on the press as opposed to the front squat, but I'm just happy to be doing both exercises. And I'm going to take definitely tomorrow off and probably Friday, so most likely I will lift again on Saturday. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. And remember, adopt, don't shop.